The Young and the Restless spoilers, full Saturdays, the 23rd of May, 2026. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is a beautiful day to dive into the absolute madness that our favorite residents of Genoa City are serving up this week. Grab your coffee, take a deep breath, and let's get right into the drama, because the writers are truly outdoing themselves right now. I cannot believe they are actually going through with this Jack and Patty storyline. I mean, I am sitting here staring at my screen, just completely baffled by the sheer audacity of Jack Abbott right now. Are we seriously doing this again? Reacting to this, before I even break it down, I just have to say that Jack has officially lost his mind. He is literally playing with fire, and we all know exactly how this is going to end. It's going to blow up right in his face. So Kyle actually has the guts to ask his dad if he is still planning to use Patty Williams to get revenge on Victor. And Jack looks him dead in the eye and says he's still going to do it because he has nothing to lose. He says Victor ruined his life, so maybe Victor needs a taste of his own medicine. I mean, excuse me? Since when does Jack Abbott have nothing to lose? He has his entire family, his legacy, his son. I've been watching this show religiously since 2015, and I have seen Jack do some incredibly stupid things. But this takes the cake. He is so blinded by his hatred for the mustache that he is literally turning into him. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take a breath, because we have to talk about Nikki. Poor, exhausted, heartbroken Nikki Newman. She marches right into the ranch, looks Victor in the eye, and demands a truce. And honestly, good for her. She tells him she is sick and tired of the constant bickering and the wars. She says she is there for a much more important reason, their son. Nick is spiraling, and Nikki knows that if she and Victor don't get on the same page, they are going to lose him. I felt every single ounce of pain in Nikki's voice during that scene. She is terrified, but then the scene shifts to society. Nikki meets up with Jack, and she finally says it out loud. She tells Jack that Nick is addicted to fentanyl. Hearing her say the word fentanyl just made my stomach drop. It makes the whole situation so real and so terrifying. You can see Jack actually feeling a pang of sympathy for her, but because Jack is Jack, the conversation immediately pivots back to Victor. And then Jack drops the absolute nuke. He tells Nikki that he cornered Patty Williams the other day, and Patty confessed the truth. Victor was the one behind everything. Victor paid Patty to come to town. Victor paid Patty to kidnap Jack. I literally screamed at my television. I know some people are loving this dark, ruthless Victor era, but personally, I think paying Patty Williams to kidnap your rival is crossing a line, even for him. How is Nikki supposed to process this? She just went to Victor begging for a family truce to save their son, and now she finds out her husband orchestrated this entire psychotic kidnapping plot. Nikki's face was just pure shock. I don't know if she's going to confront Victor or just pack her bags, but this marriage is hanging by a thread. Okay, back to the point. We need to talk about the absolute fever dream that is Patty Williams and Matt Clark in that hotel room. I am still laughing, and I probably shouldn't be because it's actually super dark, but I can't help it. So Matt wakes up on the floor of his hotel room, completely gagged and tied up. He is trying to scream, but he can't. Patty shows up at the door, realizes it's locked, and gets a maid to open it. And what does Patty do when the maid sees a man tied up and gagged on the floor? Does she panic? No. He literally tells the maid that she and her boyfriend just like to do weird things in the bedroom. I mean, a kink excuse? Patty Williams just played off a hostage situation as a BDSM role play session to a random hotel maid. I was on the floor. She hands the maid a massive tip, shuts the door, and casually ungags Matt like she's just untying a ribbon on a present. Matt tells her that Phyllis was the one who hit him over the head. Which, by the way, we all knew Phyllis was going to do something unhinged, but actually knocking him out and tying him up. Classic Phyllis. But Matt says he probably would have been better off dead because he's finding out some pretty terrible things about himself. And Patty, in all her delusional glory, just casually drops the news that Phyllis got arrested for stealing Newman Enterprises. Patty suspects that Phyllis is going to try to trade Matt to get the charges dropped. Is Patty actually making sense right now? Because that is exactly what Phyllis would do. Contradicting myself here, maybe Patty is the smartest person in Genoa City right now? No, that's crazy talk. But she read Phyllis like a book. Speaking of Phyllis, let's jump over to Crimson Lights. Nick Newman meets up with Phyllis at the cafe in the park. Nick Newman, the guy who is currently drowning in a fentanyl addiction and is probably high out of his mind, is trying to play negotiator. He lies to Phyllis. He looks her in the eye and tells her that Christine Romolotti will settle the case. All Phyllis has to do is hand over Matt Clark. I'm sorry, but does Nick really think Phyllis is that stupid? Put her life in Christine's hands? The bug never gonna happen. Remember when they tried to make peace years ago? Yeah, didn't work then either. Phyllis literally ran Christine down with a rental car back in the 90s. There is too much bad blood. Phyllis snaps right back and says, put my life in Christine's hands? That will never happen. So Nick, looking desperate and sweaty, asks her what guarantees she needs. I don't know what Nick's endgame is here. Is he trying to get Matt so he can kill him? Is he trying to save Phyllis? Or is the fentanyl just making him hallucinate that he can actually fix this mess? I am dreading where this Nick storyline is going, but I am also completely glued to the screen. Let's shift gears and cleanse our palate with the New York crew, because things are actually somewhat wholesome over there until they aren't. Lily, Holden, and Doctor Stephanie Simmons walk into their hotel room in New York. There's a bottle of champagne waiting for them, courtesy of Malcolm Winters. It's a sweet moment. Lily calls Kane to thank him for everything he's doing. She tells him Malcolm's team is very optimistic. But then Kane asks how long she's going to be in New York. Lily says 2 weeks to a month. And Kane's reaction? That long? He sounds almost disappointed, or maybe calculating. Lily says Malcolm told her she doesn't need to stay that long and she'll let him know when she's coming back. I do not trust Kane Ashby for a single second. I know he's playing the hero by being the bone marrow donor, but we all know he's using this to get his hands on Chancellor Winters. Lily is so vulnerable right now, and Kane is just waiting to strike. Am I the only one who sees right through him? And my suspicions are completely validated by the next scene. Billy Abbott just randomly shows up to talk to Kane. Billy looks frantic. He tells Kane that he hasn't been arrested yet, but he is terrified that it's going to happen. Kane plays the innocent card, saying he's so sorry and wishes he could help. But Billy looks at him and says, there might be a way to save us both. Wait, what is Billy plotting? Are Billy and Kane going to team up? Because a Billy and Kane alliance is a recipe for absolute disaster. They are both desperate. They both make terrible decisions, under pressure, and they both have massive egos. I am so here for this train wreck. Finally, we get a genuinely beautiful moment back at the hospital. Claire Newman shows up to visit Holden. She brings him a gift she found at a thrift store, a vintage leather jacket with Winter's Motorcycles written on it. It is such a thoughtful, perfect gift for Holden as he's trying to connect with his new family legacy. Holden absolutely loves it, and you guys, they kiss. Yes, I am fully shipping Claire and Holden. They are both carrying so much family trauma. They both feel like outsiders, and they just have this incredible, soft chemistry. It was the perfect little palate cleanser after all the dark, twisted hostage and drug storylines. So, what is going to happen next? Is Nikki going to confront Victor about paying Patty? Is Jack going to actually use Patty and end up in jail? Is Nick going to hand Matt over to Christine, or is Matt going to escape Patty's weird BDSM hotel room? I have no idea, but I am going to be watching every single second of it. Let me know in the comments if you guys are as stressed out as I am, because I definitely need to share this with people who get it.